Humpty Hedrick wasn't a gem. Humpty Hedrick is singing again this week on The Hapless Heroes.
I'm not going to add a but to something after an episode like this. Hello and welcome back once again to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I'll be your host and dungeon master for this evening. Let's start this evening the way I start 99.96% of other evenings by introducing our cast. Starting on my left, we have James as Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
To his left, we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Always at my service.
To his left, because we know you as the audience couldn't get enough, we couldn't either, Phil returns as Hedrick the Entertainer.
I'm trapped in a diamond cage of emotion.
To his left, we have Zach as Pregnart.
I still have a friend. He is a sausage. He is very nice.
To his left, we have Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
This party's bumping now.
To her left, we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
So glad to have you back, Hedrick. Now, if we can just put you together.
To his left, we have Francesco as Felix Fizzbottom.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
All right, so here we are. We are in an area that Bruhoff has so descriptively named the area. We have Felix strapped to some sort of ersatz medical chair/device. About 15 feet away, in 5 pieces, we have a gem containing 5 pieces of Hedrick in a small wooden bowl. And we have the other 5 members of our party ready to do what needs be done. So, here you are in the area, and Bruhoff looks almost dismissively at the wooden bowl. Yes, I've heard it all before. So like I said, time. So, take the exit through the door you came in. Go down the hall to the right. Go past 3 doors. Take a left. Go past another 2 doors. And after that, their 3rd door on the right will take you into a room. It's the main storage area, unless I moved it. The back of the room, there should be a door with a star on it. That's where I keep the time. Go there, get 48 hours of time, and bring them back here. Do you think you can do that? You know what? I don't care if you think you can do that. Either do it or don't. Otherwise, it's going to take us 2 days to get this gem out of this guy's head. And I've heard from little birds, or maybe you people just being really whiny about it, apparently he's going to get smoted or smited or something like that.
Well, you heard the guy. Just go get some time, please. Whatever that means.
And if any point you feel like you need some assistance, a little bit of help, too bad, I'm busy. Go.
Boris quickly scampers in the directions that were just given.
Yeah, so we head out, I guess, the rest of us, yeah?
Yep.
Go get some time.
Okay, so if the rest of you are heading out, that's good. Bruhoff climbs up a ladder at one of the ends into the stands, and then climbs up from there to a rope ladder to something up in the ceiling.
Can I see him from my restraints?
Yes, he is way the heck up there. we are going to be, from time to time, pardon the pun, but, there are only so many words I can use, maybe bouncing back and forth, because I don't want to leave Felix and Hedrick entirely out of this episode, but sort of by necessity, you can't accompany the rest of the party on their little adventure.
That's cool. I've done a lot of talking for the last few weeks.
I kind of want to pop in on you guys every now and again, though. But right now, we're going to go to the party. Hopefully, one of you took some notes on the directions you need to take, but we're going to more or less take it as read that you're able to find the room. And this room is maybe about 20 by 20. And there are a couple of shelves with some dry goods on them. And at the back of the room, with nothing within a good 10 feet of the door, is a very plain wooden door with what appears to be a star on it. 4-pointed star. The topmost of those points is a little bit longer than the other 3. Each have what looks like a little circle at the 4 points.
A 4-pointed star?
A 4-pointed star with the top point just a little bit longer than the others. Now,
Like an upside down cross?
sort of like an upside down cross, but in the form of a star, almost exactly like what
you keep saying in the form of a star, but I don't think you know what a star is.
I'm going to say it looks like that.
No, a 4-pointed star is a star.
Right.
Yeah, just like exactly the second one that Mike just put up on his camera.
Oh.
Oh, 4-pointed star.
Yes.
Oh.
No, you have in charge of dealing with the situation. Of your situation.
So there is the 4-pointed star. Next to the door, on a little piece of parchment paper about the size of a notebook sheet, tacked to the wall, is what appears to be 6 lines of verse. A small poem, if you will. I will type it up and put it into Discord in a second after I read it, but I'll read it to you guys. Summer, spring, winter, fall, reads the first line. Winding hands glide across the face. Never is a novel concept here. Seconds unable to give chase. Every place is in its time. Not every time is in its place.
Well, that seems straightforward.
Stick it in the episode summary channel.
Yeah,
channel.
Episode notes. Okay, I'll start typing it up in there.
Does anyone have any acid? I could probably understand that a little better.
Wow, we're just going straight to psychedelics to get there, huh?
I mean, did you have a better idea? Actually, you know what's funny? I do.
I'm not here. I can't give you any ideas. Sorry, bud.
Hoblet does have some acid.
He does.
Oh my god, he actually does.
Acid.
I
It's
forgot
been around
about
for a
that.
while.
Yeah. I still also have
No,
the bird.
wait. You gave that to Dilbertrum.
I did, but I bought 3 tabs of burning acid and 3 tabs of acid. And I gave 2 tabs of acid to Dilbertrum, and I still have 1 left on my sheet.
Do you think this is the time for that?
No, we'll get there.
Is a novel concept here. Seconds unable to give chase.
So what the fuck does it mean, boys?
But
And
not
girl.
every time
And girl.
is
Boys.
in its place.
That's not the right order of the seasons.
It's true. And it doesn't rhyme with anything, so it's not even trying to fix a rhyme scheme.
Y'all have a good old-fashioned puzzle in your hands. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna sit here and hopefully be serenaded by Hedrick again, because now I'm scared.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Yes.
Much apologies. Could you describe what we're looking at again?
So
we're in a room and we see the star and verse next to it.
The verse is on a piece of parchment tacked on the wall next to the door. The door itself is a standard size door, so whatever that, 84 inches high, 30 some odd inches wide. It is made of a thick wood and long planks going from floor to ceiling. The star on the door appears to be made of some sort of white or light colored metal. It is maybe about a foot and a half from the top to the bottom point and about a foot wide. That metal star is flat, although you can kind of see the contour, those lines, sort of across the middle and vertically that make it look like it's popping out just a little bit. And there is a small, maybe fingerprint-sized circle at each of the 4 tips of the star.
Okay, so I think that it would make sense for Quinn to figure this out. I think that the 4-point star is a compass because each letter of each line starts with an S, W, N, or E, which means north, south, east, west.
Nice.
So I'm going to assume that S means the bottom point, so we press that. West means the left point. North means the top point. South means the bottom point. East means the right point. And north means the top point. So I go and do that. I fingerprint each one in order.
And the door opens, you fucking asshole.
Wow! Brilliant! Yeah,
That
come
was
on.
really
Round
good.
of
That was really
applause.
fucking good.
Fuck yeah,
God,
Mike.
Round of applause.
I was hoping to milk a good half an episode out of that shit.
I'm sorry, Dave.
Wow,
That was
well
awesome.
done. No,
Very
I mean
proud.
it makes
That was
sense that the navigator and the wordsmith would figure
Right.
that out immediately. Quinn,
Yep.
that is 100% on brand. I love that for you.
Yeah,
Damn.
thank you.
Can we get some fucking inspiration for Clint?
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, he deserves
That
that.
is well-earned inspiration. Hold on to your token and consider it a dulled offset if you don't burn it this one.
Cool, thank you.
Damn.
I was going to
he-
suggest
so-
we go look for a clock.
So yeah, well, so that was my
Wow.
initial thought. So as the door opens, he just turns to the rest of them without even batting an eye. He reads the verse, he goes, he presses the right buttons, the door opens, and he turns to the rest of the group and goes, "You're welcome."
Thank you, Queen.
Unfucking believable. I could tell you right now, just like when I was looking at this whole verse, because I was gonna play along, knowing that I can't really affect the outcome at all.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never gotten that.
Sorry, Dave. It was a great riddle.
Chorizo holds his hand up for a high five.
Dave's like, you know how long it took me to come up with that shit? You solved it in 8 fucking seconds.
So, I mean, as
Quinn.
a player here, Nicole is flabbergasted, but as Boris just kind of shrugs and goes, you opened a door and walks after you.
Right.
Quinn, Chorizo is still holding his hand out for a high five.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
The hand's not going down.
I'm not high fiving a sausage.
Why?
She's gonna follow
I'll put him
you
on the grill
around.
and celebrate later, but
Fuck you! Don't cook Chorizo yet. He's still sentient.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, Pregnart. All right, here's a little inlet into Pregnart's mindset. He's having fun with Chorizo. This is his friend, but he's kind of getting hungry.
And there's a 45-pound sausage right next to
There's
him.
a 45-pound sausage next to him.
All good things must come to an end.
Sausage
you
smells
say-
delicious. I'm sure he smells great.
Pregnart has his own Pregnart timer in his head that's going right now. And it's only a matter of time.
On one hand, there's purity and companionship and friendship. And on the other hand, he's a frogman and has needs.
Primal instinct.
one of his main character points is that he likes to eat delicious sausage, and there's a big old fat one standing right next to him,
Playing patty cake with him.
Yes.
playing patty cake, wearing a little bowler hat.
We're gonna see
Made out of
Chorizo
water.
one morning with just a giant tooth mark out of the side of his head.
It's looking like he might have had like a secret nibble taken out of him at night.
I don't know why
Hey.
I love it so much, but I do.
Just a small one.
Can I ask, like, are the shards still in the bowl, or did you bring them with you?
No, they're in the bowl.
The shards were. It was instructed that the shards be left in the bowl.
Essentially, you and me are in this room. Just you're kind of not
Okay.
you right now. You're just like you're part, but like I'm very much.
He's as
me.
much
We're
him as he
together.
wants to be, and in fact, I don't want to cut back there just yet. So the
Okay,
door,
no worries.
the door to the time closet opens. It's not really a room you can enter. It's just sort of a small little
Time.
pantry closet with maybe about 3 shelves. On the second shelf, the top shelf is completely empty. The bottom shelf is completely empty. The middle shelf has what looks to be sort of a large, like a large glass scientific flask, straight sides. It holds maybe about what would be a liter of liquid. It is 3/4 full of a bright, glowing golden liquid.
Golden liquid.
Yes.
Ew, someone
piss.
pissed in it.
Hey, that,
Except-
if that's piss, then
We
somebody
need a Discord, Zach.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
yellow. It's like
gold.
golden. Like it looks like someone poured molten gold into this thing, except that it's not hot.
According to this canon, it's not piss, but according to any creative fiction that may be written on the Discord, it's
it
open
could be
to
piss.
interpretation. We'll
It's
just say
warm. It's a warm jar
it could
of yellow
it's
liquid.
piss. It's maybe piss colored.
Mhm.
Who knows?
Mhm.
Use your imagination.
As my one
Listen.
concession to you fucking degenerates, when you do touch the flask, it is the same temperature as body temperature.
Yep.
I'm hearing piss temperature.
There are a
Turns out
few.
my body is body temperature, and things inside my body are too.
There are a few.
One of them being
And by
urine.
few, I mean 3 small metal measuring cups to the side. And there are a couple of smaller flasks, maybe about the size of, a rocks glass, that would be next to it. They have some graduations and some scrawling on them that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But out of the 3 cups, there is a half day, a 1/3 day, and a 1 day cup for measuring cups. They approximately measure out to about the same size as one. 1 day is about 1 fluid cup of fluid.
okay.
I don't know if fluid cups and solid cups are different, but yeah. Yes, you need
somewhat,
2.
yeah.
Yeah, 2 metric or whatever cups of this golden fluid.
2 metric cups.
Wait, metric.
Oh, this is our new 11 o'clock in the afternoon. We did it, everybody.
1
2
metric foot.
metric cups. You've heard it here first, folks.
All our international listeners are just like cringing.
Yep, we lost followers.
Oh god.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Altair is probably like rolling on the floor laughing. Come on now.
Yes, we are American.
I mean, Boris is going to approach the table because she's the most familiar with the metric system. So she's going to start.
She says,
fucking God."
metric cups?
So Boris is going to go up. And how big are the flasks? Like the smaller flasks that we can pour stuff into?
A metric ounce.
They're about 2 imperial liters.
A little
said they were like a
smaller
rock
than
glass.
that. They're about the size of a rocks glass. Yeah.
So like each one would only hold like a cup. So you would need
Yeah,
2
maybe about a cup
full
and a half.
flasks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many flasks are there total of the smaller
Okay.
ones?
So there's the giant 1 liter sized flask. There are the 3 measuring cups, and I'm going to say there are 2 of these 1.5 metric cup-sized rocks glasses next to it.
Okay, so Boris is going to use the 2 flasks that are sitting there and like measure, a day of time into each one, right? We were asked for 48 hours.
Right.
And then she's going to pull an oil flask out of her pocket, dump the oil on the floor, and pour a day of time into the oil flask and pocket that before going back.
She's going to keep an extra day.
She's pocketing a day of time.
So she is now dubbed leap year.
Of course she would steal time. Of course.
I turn around to look at my bookshelf, and the first book I lay eyes on, and almost, of course it was intentional, was Thief of Time by Terry Pratchett.
Wow.
So, yes, make sure you take a good note of having that on you. I have not accounted for that, and it's probably going to reappear at the worst possible time for the plot in a place where you can use it really well. And current Dave loves it, and future Dave is going to be about as molding as he was over...
or future Fran.
Right,
Don't forget, you are
you're
eventually going to give this to me. So this is either one of our problems at this point.
You're right. But regardless, whichever one of us gets it dropped on them is going to be about as molding as I was about 5 minutes ago.
Pregnant really wants to taste some of this time.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, God.
Ironically, it tastes like rosemary.
It looks like apple juice.
Ironically, it tastes like piss.
Okay, so you guys have your time.
Oh, yeah, apparently that's accepted. That is canon now. Time tastes like piss. And rosemary.
Oh, why?
Piss and rosemary. Please tell me that none of you know what that tastes like.
I hope
I'm
you
not
never
sure
learn.
I think there's a Sweeney Todd song about this, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure I know what rosemary tastes like.
I just went with one of the other 4 items from Scarborough Fair, and that's what we got.
John, that was amazing.
Okay, so yes, you follow the path you took to the time closet, back to the area, and an annoyed screeching comes from the top of the room. Who are you, and why have you come into my area?
Oh, word.
Boris, you have the time.
No, I don't have the time, and that's the problem.
No, we have the time. And Boris holds the 2 flasks in the air.
Not a good idea.
You have the time for... Oh. Yes, exactly, of course. So here's what I need. No, we don't want to do it that way. It would kill all of them. That way,
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, whatever idea it kills all of us is definitely not the right one. Nope, let's not do that one.
Talking about you, not to you.
From the crystal shards, you'll hear, "Oh, Felix, Felix."
Oh my God.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to need. Crap. Apparently I'm going to need a hand down from here. But failing that... I wouldn't give for a large robot. Well, is somebody going to come up here and help me get down or what?
Jarrell being the
Pregnant
tallest.
jumps up there.
Oh, sure. Because he can...
Oh, shit. Pregnant beat you to the punch.
Yep.
Pregnart does help, and with a little bit of fumbling, a little bit of sliding, and definitely a judicious amount of help, Ruhoff comes stumping down to the floor of the thing.
Of the area.
The area.
Yeah, I kind of meant the bottom part of the area, but yes, the area. Ruhoff comes stumping down, a good old thundercloud of emotion that he is. Okay, who has my time?
Boris holds the 2 flasks in his direction without actually saying a word.
Fantastic. He takes like a little vial from a pouch on his side, opens it up, and pours one of the flasks of thyme into it, stoppers it up very carefully, puts it back into the pouch at his side. Takes the other flask. Oh, God, this stuff tastes horrible. And right down the hatch with one of his things of thyme. Blah! It's like piss and rosemary.
Oh my god.
Don't try that at home. And he stands there, takes 2 or 3 deep breaths. Don't be alarmed. But yeah. And in reverse fast motion, walks quickly backwards up all of the ladders and into the area at the top where he was. Backwards. It looks like something out of a fucking Tool video.
Yep.
And from the top of the room you hear, yeah. For your own safety, get out of the bottom. Go get into the seats or something. Watch or whatever. Don't be in the way. Yeah. It's the best approximation of reverse audio I can come up with, and that's all.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you're like just channeling your inner Missy Elliott.
I thought he was still just gagging on the taste of the thyme.
It was the rosemary.
I told you it tastes like rosemary.
And
I don't want to talk about it.
Rosemary and
Pissed, I think he said.
I think it was piss. Yeah. James, piss?
Urine. Is that what you mean?
Urine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean piss.
Yep. Yeah.
What happened to Dave? Did we lose Dave?
No,
I don't know.
my face is just frozen.
Zach and I can keep talking about piss if you guys want.
All right. We're taking a sharp left turn. This podcast is now about piss.
And rosemary.
Well, you wore the right color shirt for the day.
For those listening at home, my shirt says spit. Wait, what does it say?
Spit on my rosemary.
Spit.
Okay, it says,
and I can't stress this enough, in my mouth.
Yeah. And it's bright piss yellow.
I hadn't even read it, and somehow that's either more or less appropriate than I possibly could have imagined. Cutting back to the scene. The room starts to spin.
I love that.
And I don't mean like, oh, hey, we're a little drunk, but the seats appear to be rotating counterclockwise. The area at the bottom of the area appears to be rotating counterclockwise, although it's possible only one of the two is going. You kind of feel a little bit of inertia, but your entire frame of reference is pretty screwed right now. It's not going fast. It's going to take the room like 2 or 3 minutes to make it all the way around. Anyway, the stuff at the bottom is going in a counter direction, and you can hear something that sounds like a really offensive parody of humming coming from the rafters. Things start to spin a little bit faster. Somewhere along the way, a gold stream of liquid is poured down from the rafters and floats down to the middle of the room, where it just sort of floats.
Showers upon them.
No, it showers down in a single stream until about 6 feet above the floor, right between the two, and it just sort of hovers there in an amorphous blob of a fluid that's kind of doing that thing that CGI fluids do when they're in a blob of nothing, just kind of being vaguely spherical and whoopish.
You're talking about like that dance scene from Flubber, where they're all like little guys and they're dancing around?
Not really. Just sort of crappy CGI water effects.
And this crappy CGI flubber is definitely not because somebody urinated off the rafters.
No, it only tastes like that.
It only tastes like somebody's urinating from the rafters.
It's somehow worse.
The room starts to spin a little bit faster. A bright golden light emanates from the sphere of piss time that's floating in the middle of the room.
A golden light?
A golden light from a golden shower. The humming from the rafters gets ever so slightly more offensive and definitely much less like music than you even thought possible. It's somehow both atonal and discordant at the same time and going faster.
Is it like those Ligeti compositions from like 2001 Space Odyssey?
I would have to look it up because you've busted out a reference that I don't get.
Shit.
I know.
It's still sci-fi. Dave, look it up.
I know. It's been a while. Like I'm familiar with 2001. It's just not ringing a bell. But anyway,
You're talking about
the
the
room
end where it
starts
gets
spinning
all
a little
weird.
faster. It's brighter. I assume he is.
Yeah.
It's like throughout.
Oh, okay.
The light gets a little bit brighter, and at this point, none of you, even the ones with dark vision, can see anything going on in the bottom of the area. This persists for a few minutes, and then the spinning starts to slow, and the light starts to dim just a little bit. It slows down a little bit more. At this point, the fluid that was hovering in the middle of the room splashes to the ground, with that very disappointing splat of dumping a glass of water out onto the floor. Just a plop. And it's just sitting there on the floor. The spinning slows down yet some more, and the humming gets a little more tonal, a little more coming out of the rafters instead of whatever that terrible, terrible sound was. And when the room comes to a stop, anybody looking at Felix, the first thing you see and hear is 5 pieces of gem fall away from his forehead and clatter to the floor with a tinkle of gems hitting the ground.
A tinkle, you say?
A tinkle?
By far the most urine references in one episode.
Unintentional, but we're keeping it.
These references are number 1 in my book.
I hate that.
I didn't want this, but it just sort of happened.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh,
It's
and this
so
episode's gonna be
fucking
called
much.
the Piss episode.
It's so
The piss
horrible.
episode.
I wanted none of this. Here we are.
You gave us a warm thing full of yellow liquid, so
As I recall, I didn't start it. It just sort of happened that way. I wanted to call it a golden liquid and have it be heavenly and ethereal and, somewhat reminiscent of the that whole golden effect that happened when, our favorite chronomancer, Dr. Hines, disappeared. We could have drawn parallels, but no. Y'all wanted a liter of piss, and that's what you got.
Straight to piss and Rosemary.
Yeah, it's not really a parallel. It's like more of like an arc.
Mhm.
Let's not make a contest out of it, though. The harmless shards of what was once the third eye of Vecna fall away from the head of Felix Fizzlebottom, although he is still restrained to this medical table chair thing. Nobody can quite see from where you are over the lip of the wooden bowl into where Hedrick is, but one could presume that maybe it was successful. Might have to go check. Otherwise, things are quiet, and you hear nothing from Bruhoff.
Oh, Felix, Felix.
Boom, doon, doon.
I love how this is just coming up every little bit, like a dun.
It's that slow burn.
Is beautiful.
Hoblet will walk over and try to take a peek in the bowl.
Okay, so you do peer into the bowl, and you do see not the, because we've established it's not just the, but a black diamond of Garthax, the demon formerly known as Garthax, the corpse of the demon formerly known as Garthax. It's not really important here. There's a black diamond that does contain one somewhat visible Hedrick on the inside of this gem. He is, of course, much smaller than regular Hedrick, but you probably figured that out at this point.
Like, too small to live, or like we could leave him like this and he'd be okay?
Pocket Hedrick.
I'm just the
Right.
DM. I can't make those decisions for you.
Like, is he moving?
Do we just like toss it like a Pokeball and then a Hedrick pops out? I
Right.
choose you, Hedrick.
Hedrick.
Edric is moving. He is dancing.
Is he talking? Can I hear him, Dave?
You would have to put your head kind of close, as you have to kind of really get in there to hear.
So
Yes.
do I
Quite
notice
small
him
at the same
moving?
time.
Do I notice him moving?
If you are looking right at the diamond, yes, you can notice him moving, and, as he claims, dancing.
Pregnart puts his head right down in the bowl and whispers to him.
Are you hungry?
So, Hoblet's already doing that, so what he does here is the hollow coconut bunk of your two heads hitting each other right over the top.
Uh-huh.
But yes,
Got it.
you do ask him if he's hungry as well. Hedrick, what are you up to?
So I imagine a black diamond, and there are parts within that surround me that are like pitch black, but like towards the edge of this crystal, it's like sheen with a black tint. And there's purple light bouncing off of Hedrick in strobes and in different fading fashions.
Purple light.
And you just see him sort of like footloose dancing to himself. Like he's running in place and looks like he's jumping off of things and crouching in dramatic poses. Oh, Felix, Felix, is this how the plan should go? Don't make me be the decoy. And now I'm thinking I shouldn't have trusted a gnome. But we've got a boss to destroy. Truly, the magic's running through me. And my playing gets the song stuck in my head because we're on a quest that might kill me. And my one request is don't leave me, don't leave me. I sing it out so I'm not left behind, and I'll amplify. Get me out before the time is up.
Hashtag free Britney.
Hashtag free Britney.
Yeah, hashtag free Britney. If you're not hashtag free Britney, stop listening to my fucking podcast.
I mean, I wrote this like months ago. Like, there was no way I could understand like it would be releasing around the same time everything was going on. So
It's perfect.
that's
Well played,
purely
Wonderful.
coincidence.
No, you're a savant, dude.
Yeah, I got
All right.
them. I got them ESPNs.
Oh, are those new IEMs? Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yes. Apparently, we're all stunned, slightly speechless by that fantastic performance.
So
Incredible.
he's still little, though.
Yes, he is still little and still inside of a diamond. Felix is still tied to a table. And Bruhoff is still at least not audible.
Okay, it's this thing's out of my head now. This is really great. Can someone get me out of here, please?
Jarrell will untie him, unfasten the straps
Oh.
and everything.
Yeah, I say all 30 of them.
Right.
Whew. Okay. And I'm gonna run over to the bowl. where now the intact, right, thing of Hedrick is.
Mm-hmm.
The intact but slightly imprisoned Hedrick, yes.
I'm going to pick up the gem and just look and be like, "Don't worry, buddy. We're getting you out of there. I know what it's like to be in one of those. It sucks. Just keep on playing. Keep on dancing. We'll get you out of there somehow."
Jarrell will stop for a second and look at the 5 broken pieces of the Eye of Vecna on the ground, put his helmet on and say, Verlin, we seem to have successfully removed the third Eye of Vecna from Felix's head. It is now broken. Can you help us destroy the remains of it? Or what should we do now?
The response right now is staticky. You know that Valen is talking. It literally sounds like static, though.
Okay. I don't feel like we should.
Maybe
touch
we
this
should. Well, maybe we should. I don't know. Not leave it all together so that someone else can put it back together.
I don't want to touch any piece of that.
Pregnart commands the sausage to pick it up.
All the
Pick up
pieces
how
are
many
just
of the
one piece
shards?
at a time.
One piece at a time.
And what is Chorizo doing with the pieces once he has them? Is he just holding them in his little sausagey hands, or putting them into a thing?
He has. There's like a mouth that forms, and he eats them one by one.
Now we can't eat the sausage.
I can make another sausage if we need it.
We've been growing this one though. Sure, like I have cells that we can make food with.
Well, see, here's the thing. There are several things, but first I have to find what I did with. I just had it on the table.
What's the digestive
My notes
system
on
on a
the third
sausage like?
Well,
It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straight down
It's
too.
already
It's on the episode, right?
While Dave's looking for that,
it's more. I just want to confirm that you did once again take all 5 pieces and put them in the same confined space all at once, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
yeah, you did, Zach. None of us stopped him either.
Well, we didn't have a chance to.
Yeah, but we could have said something.
But not
Yeah.
until after it was already.
There's still. I mean, he was eating them one by one.
I mean, if that's the
slowly.
case, like Felix would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, one of you needs to intervene on that. Otherwise, we're going to have some things happen.
Pregnart, stop. We have to separate these things as far away from each other as possible. We got into this mess because we brought all of the pieces together at one point, and they became that.
For once,
Oh,
I
okay.
think he has a good plan.
Chorizo, how many have you eaten?
And Chorizo holds out 2 fingers. And he has the third one in his
Put it down!
gloved hand.
Put it down.
It's like this is gonna be like the fucking Horcruxes. Like the sausage.
Chorizo can't listen to you.
The sausage is now like a Horcrux, right?
All right. Pregnart whispers in Chorizo's ear, and Chorizo puts down the third one.
We have established this. We have no idea where its ears would even be, but okay.
He approximates where a sausage ear would
Of course.
be.
I mean, you know where they are. I'm just saying, none of us do.
You approximate where a sausage ear would be.
And Felix is going to say, hold on. We need to spread these out. And until we can find somewhere to cast them out into, like, a void or destroy them entirely, one goes in my bag of holding. Boris, you're taking one of them yourself.
in your pocket situation. And then
course.
someone else has to volunteer to take the last one.
The sausage raises his hand.
No, not you, Chorizo.
Hoblet will go ahead and take one.
Okay.
Those of you who have one, make a note in your inventory that you do have one. I should probably keep a note of this too. So Chorizo has what, 2?
Yep.
Yeah, in his belly.
Why don't we just call them a shard of Vecna as a item to put in your inventory for those who
So-
care about naming it?
Yeah, Chorizo
I think
You
a
should just
shard
call some
of
snacks.
Vecna.
A shard.
Sure.
Shard. With a
Yeah,
D
shard.
as in dog.
Shard.
Depending on how it agrees with chorizo, it might be a
Right.
shard of Vecna later on.
Speaking of Diaz and dog, Boris pulls out of her pocket and proceeds to start to feed the shard of the gem to
Okay, so Boris, you had one, and it is now in the possession of Okay.
Incinerate.
Oh yeah. I forgot I made do that.
Mhm.
Okay.
So gonna start to heat to like 1,000,000 degrees.
So takes it in, does heat it up. Goes through the entire cycle. And what end does the final result come out of?
I think
There
it was
was
his, like
there
the-
wasn't an end that it came out of, right? So like it would usually just be completely destroyed. However, if there's a different case for this, then this is uncharted
yes.
territory.
Does it have an ash butt?
No. Since we have not described it as having a butt, I am not going to add a butt to something after an episode like this. So, after the requisite time,
Can that be the bumper?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Well-
not going to add a butt to something after an episode like this.
after a couple of minutes of heating and violently shaking, regurgitates a now hot, steamy, and slightly oily-looking shard of Vecna onto the floor.
Now that sounds like a shard of Vecna. Let me just say.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know about your shards. They don't come out of my mouth.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, but they're usually
Please
like oily
stop.
and steamy.
Please stop.
Hi, welcome to the James and Zach Discord.
Yeah.
Talking about mouth shards today.
I've just given in at this point, Fran.
I mean, if a shard isn't oily and steamy, I don't know
Oh
what it is.
no.
For my
Easy.
personal records, Chorizo has 2 shards. Hoblet has a shard. Boris has a shard by way of Where is our final shard?
Felix has one. Right?
Oh, Felix has one. Okay.
Yeah, I have one.
Okay, good. I've got it written down, just names and numbers. So later on, when I want this information, I won't be able to find it, but I will find this and not be able to associate it with anything, and it will continue just as we normally do.
Perfect.
And associated notes I have on this sheet are amazing. All right, so you've got the 5. There's still no sound or anything coming from the place where you had last seen Ruhalf go. But now you have 5 shards divided up semi-randomly amongst the party members. You now have 1 Black Diamond of Garthax, not the, just A, containing the, not A, Hedrick. And the rest of you, who are now just kind of standing there, John Travoltaing at each other.
I have an idea.
John Travolta?
It might
you know,
even
the-
be.
Confused Travolta, just like,
Oh,
Yeah, right.
that
I,
kind of Travolta.
I may have a plan.
Oh,
and I'm gonna look down into the gem, be like,
Hedrick, wave your arms in the air if you can hear me.
He's waving his arms.
oh my god.
That was good.
That was really good.
Okay, you can hear me. Great.
Was that 9 Inch Nails?
I hope so.
Time will tell.
Hedrick, do you have the ability to cast spells in there? Do you feel... I was way weaker than you are now when I was in there before. I remember you had the ability to cast something called Dimension Door. Will that get you out of there? Can you try?
I'll use my words to aid you. I'll vanquish those who hate you. The melody will take you. Shake what your mama gave you. Job well, they broke apart my insides. Hoblet, I sure could use some help. Felix, get that eye away from me. And Quinn can remind me of myself. I'll steal the spotlight like it's criminal.
No.
My destiny is in the limelight. Is fate a thing that's inevitable? Or are we lost to the cause? Is this the will of the gods? He's going to try to cast Dimension Door as this happens.
Okay, since you have it in front of you, and I apologize if I didn't catch it if you'd said it, what does the exact text of Dimension Door say it will or won't do?
I shall have it immediately. You teleport yourself to from your current location to any other spot within range, which is 500 feet. You arrive exactly in the spot desired. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating the distance and the direction. You can bring along objects with your weight. You can also bring one willing creature. Yeah, and then I would take force damage if I was going to teleport into something that already had an occupying wall or something.
Okay, there's nothing in there that says it can't. What level is it?
The 4th level. I do have higher slots available. I feel like in Hedrick's time of desperation, he would use as much force as he could. So that's your discretion.
Oh, yeah, I would say that even 4th, but 4th plus definitely has enough oomph to do what you're looking to do. Obviously, this isn't just a jump across the room, but yeah, I don't think there's anything that would prevent you from getting yourself out of the gem that way. It sounds novel. I like it.
So he appears probably like levitating, because he would just pick a space like above and out of the way of his friends, and right now his mind is beriddled with, fear and hatred and all the awful things that encompasses Garthax's prison.
But
and as he... Go ahead.
Say, you are teleporting to a spot you can see and is unoccupied, right?
Yes.
He might be in the air.
He opens his eyes and he's just looking. He's looking out. Yeah, he's just looking straight out, I suppose, into the room or the space that, the transmutation happened. And I'm just like above the party. I'm above whoever's looking in the bowl. Pregnard is there. Jarrell is there. Felix is there. So he can see all of his good buddies. He bursts into the open space above everybody in a flash of darkness that then turns into light, the blinding light. And he continues.
Oh my God.
You can hear my inspiration. You can feel every sound. You can see my time signature dropping beats right into the ground. And he slams into the ground. And just kind of like holds in this like position.
Superhero pose.
Dramatic fog.
No, I think then he says, I want to fuck you like an animal.
Excuse me?
He
Is that the
steals
lyrics
the
to this song?
spotlight like a criminal.
Oh.
I mean, if you wanted me to like do the
No.
chorus again, it's the same
No,
chorus.
which
It's not a
literally-
different chorus.
It was
He
just
stole the spotlight like a criminal. There's literally nothing I can say that can top that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tell you guys, if you like us, we can be found on the internet. Wow! Such places as Reddit/r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. Search on Facebook for Hapless Heroes Podcast. You'll find us there as well. We are on Twitter and the Gram at Hapless Heroes. Each and every single one of those places will take you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, which is definitely the easiest and most efficient way to communicate and engage with us, but also the rest of the greater Hapless Heroes community. Hopefully many of which we have by now clawed into our growing, burgeoning community that we have there. But if we have not clawed, we have not cajoled, we have not somehow enticed you to join our community, let today be the day. Come join us on our Discord server, darn it, and be part of our greater community, because, well, with you, it'll be greater. Now, if you really like us, you could, leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Could be Apple Podcasts. Maybe Google still allows it. I'm not really sure. Maybe Spotify allows you to do it. I don't know who does and who doesn't, but if you use these podcast services on a daily basis, you probably do. And if you can leave us a review, please do so. If you can't for some reason, you could email it to us, haplessheroes@gmail.com. You could also send it as a message in, our Discord server. Either way, any of these ways, when we read it, we will read it out loud on air. We will give you credit, and we will recognize you as the 5-star human being that you are. If you really, really like us, you can donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/Hapless Heroes. See, I screwed up the first part, not the second this time. Switching it up a little bit. We have a variety of reward tiers, but any one that you choose and the associated benefits that come with it. You help to support us, our podcast, our hosting costs, our any costs we have for equipment we have to upgrade or replace as we go. It all goes back into creating a great story for you guys that we hope to continue long into the future. And we're so grateful for your support. We at this point, we wouldn't be able to do it. Definitely not at this quality without you.
And if you like us, right now you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, discover a new species of iguana. Name it Philip Armando Saskatchewan, and give it a big old kiss on the mouth, and then play our podcast for it.
I think it should be noted, it's probably medically inadvisable to actually kiss lizards on the mouth, but
do it.
A lot of things about our podcast are already inadvisable.
Do it.
I was
Risk
about to
it.
say,
It's gonna be worth it.
of all the fucked up shit we've told people to do at the end of the episode, now we're gonna have a medical disclaimer. Like, you
Kiss
can
a
do all the
lizard
other
is
shit.
where you're getting
Kissing a
squeamish.
lizard. Oh.
Please consult with your medical professional before kissing a lizard.
Just do it.
Do it.
Or
Tongue
don't.
kiss.
Name
Tongue
it
kiss
what I
back.
want you
What?
to name it.
Fuck it. Get some wacky parasite in our name. Go for it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Fun fact,
Or just
lizards
a
are
little
good at tongue
salmonella.
kissing.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, I'll bet. Could you imagine tongue kissing a lizard with that crazy tongue?
Yeah.
It'll swat all around in your mouth, all
man.
crazy
And
like.
if there's any bugs in your mouth, they'll be so gone.
Yeah, you don't have to floss. It'll snatch things from in between the teeth.
Dave, end the fucking show, man.
If you need a tonsillectomy, it can probably take care of that for you.
All right.
Just snatch him out.
So yeah, we're just gonna outro our cast starting from my right with the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
This was a plan, and it kind of worked actually.
To his right, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
To his right, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
Oh yeah, Hoblet.
To her right, we have Pregnart, played by Zach.
Bad chorizo, you almost ruined everything. We might have to eat you.
His right, we have Hedrick the Entertainer, played by Phil.
Crystal Bard.
To his right, we have Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
It is always good to have a navigator in your group.
And to his right, we have Hoblet the Smasher, played by James.
Our old friend is back together.
My name is Dave. I've been your host and dungeon master for this evening. We will see you next week, where hopefully we can take it in a less scatological direction. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
You're all welcome.